Welcome to the class. Today, let's take a look at phrases and clauses. Let's begin with definition, types, and trouble spots of clauses. Finally, we will have a practice and a quiz before we review the lesson. What is a clause? A clause is a group of words with a subject and a verb, and it is a part of or all of a complete sentence. How many types of clause do we have? We have two. One is independent clause, also known as the main clause. For example, I have the money. The other one is dependent clause. We also call it subordinate clause, like when I have the money. Now, let's look at how these clauses work. Independent clauses can stand alone and also make sense. That is, they express meanings itself, so it can be written as a separate sentence. For example, she plays the bass guitar. By the sentence itself, we can get a whole picture. The other kind of clause is dependent clause. It is a group of words that need a main clause, that is, an independent clause to give it meaning. We can hardly understand what does the sentence "Since Helen came home" mean. But once we put an independent clause, "Her mother has been happy," we can see what the writer really wants to say. Now that we know a dependent clause should be connected with an independent clause, we should put them together with subordinating conjunctions. Here, we sorted out those subordinating conjunctions below. So we can get a sentence like, I was watching TV when you called me. There's another type of clause called relative clause. It belongs to the category of dependent clause and belongs with a relative pronoun, that, which, or who. By relative, we mean relating to the clause to another word in the sentence. In other words, we use the clause to modify that word. Here, we can see an example. We don't know what "that fell last night" mean. However, letting the clause modify a word, snow, helps us get the whole meaning of the sentence. Be careful. We may confuse clauses with phrases. A phrase is also a group of words that go together. However, a phrase does not have a subject and a verb in it. Now, let's practice what we've learned. Are you ready? Let's go. Let's identify if these words are independent clause, dependent clause, or phrase. Number 1. It has no subject and no verb, so it's a phrase. Number 2. We cannot understand what "after I baked the apple pie" mean. We need a main clause to form a complete sentence, so it is a dependent clause. Number 3 has a clear subject and a verb, and it tells a complete meaning of the sentence, so it's an independent clause. Number 4 is a phrase, since there's no subject and no verb. Number 5 has a subject and a verb, and we know it is telling the fact that a fossil was found by Mr. Jones, so it should be an independent clause. Number 6 is a phrase, having no subject and verbs in it. Number 7, it is clear that it has a subject and a verb, and it tells a complete idea. It is an independent clause. Now let's have a quiz. Are you ready? Let's go. What is the definition of a clause? Hope you get it right. Number 2. What is the difference between the clause and the phrase? Did you get it? Okay, Let's review what we've learned. A clause is a group of words with a subject and a verb. It can be part of or all of a sentence. We can divide clauses into independent and dependent clauses. On one hand, independent clauses can stand alone and make sense itself, so it can be a complete sentence itself. On the other hand, dependent clauses need a main clause to make it meaningful. Okay, this is the lesson for today. Thanks for joining us. This online course is funded by the Ministry of Education.